Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to this week's edition of Mental Mondays here on Intuitive Angling. Really appreciate you guys swinging by and joining us for today's video. Guys, we're going to be talking about heartbreak today. This is something that everybody deals with, everybody's going to have to deal with. It's a fact of life. And one of the things about it is the older that you get, the more you're going to experience heartbreak. That's just the natural product of the aging process. So what I want to do is I want to get into this a little bit, give you guys some tips and advice from my perspective. You know, I've had some requests for this particular topic to cover, so we're going to do that in today's video. Also, guys, real quick, I know that a lot of you guys that watch Mental Mondays are big fans of the channel. One of the best ways, if you like Mental Mondays here and you want to give back and support the channel, is simply just use those links I put in the description, like my Tackle Warehouse links and stuff. Using those links is a really good way to support the channel and give back, so much appreciated there. Okay, guys, like I said, heartbreak is one of the realities of the human experience that we all have here. And again, like I said at the start of the video, the older you get, the more familiar you're going to get with heartache, because that just comes with living life. It's part of life. It's unavoidable. Obviously, we want to try to avoid those feelings as much as possible because they're not any fun. Nobody likes to feel what heartbreak is like. And it comes in so many different forms, guys. You know, I think a lot of people equate heartbreak with the loss of a loved one, and that is probably the most intense form of it. But there's also a lot of other type of heartbreaks that occur that can be equally as devastating. It can be the loss of a friendship or a relationship. It can be the loss of a job. It can be, you know, seeing your favorite hunting area get bulldozed down and put a strip mall in there. It can be anything that causes you that type of feeling. It's loss is what it is. And that loss can take shape and form in both material and non-material, objects in this particular life. So the main thing is what I want to do is in this video is I sort of want to give you guys some advice to help you get through that when you do experience inevitably with that. I think right off the bat, probably the most important thing that I can say from my perspective out there is that every person has got to come to the realization that anything in our life it's a fleeting moment, and it's never going to be the same, and it's going to end eventually. Guys, your family that you have right now, you know, your friends, your family, your extended family, those relationships are going to change and end at some point. You don't really know how that's going to take place, but every one of them is going to come to an end in some way, shape, or form. The job that you work right now is going to come to an end at some point. Things that you enjoy in your life, your health, everything like that is going to change and come to an end. There's not anything in your life that's going to stay the same and be static with that. So given that, I think one of the most liberating things that you can do as a person is you have to come to peace with that. You have to come with peace with the term. You have to be aware, and you have to be comfortable, and you have to put it into your conscious way of thinking that you know this is not going to be here forever. It doesn't matter if it's, like I said, if it's a friend, a relationship, a family, anything like that. It's not going to be here forever like that. And coming to terms with that before it happens will definitely help ease that pain when it eventually happens. And what that does also is when you make yourself aware of that is not always going to be here, and don't ever take it for granted, it really propels you to appreciate the moments that you have now. And every single thing in your life right now, guys, that you know is eventually going to pass and come to an end and that you love, make a concerted effort to really, really immerse yourself in that when you're there and get the fullest out of it out there. Don't ever slop through it. Don't slop through being around, you know, any situation that you hold dear to yourself. I mean, just appreciate that at every turn of the corner. And by doing that, you know, it's when that time comes, you know, you're going to have those cherished memories to look back on. I mean, it's going to be a lot easier for you to do that. And it's not easy, man. I mean, the thing about it, it's like when you're dealing with heartache, there is nothing easy about it. Everybody deals with it. It's sort of in a different way. I mean, probably the best way to deal with it, man, is you just have to be able to talk to somebody. If you're going through that type of a process, one of the most healing aspects of it, even if you prepared yourself for that, is simply having somebody to bounce that off, how you're feeling. Just be around somebody that's a good listener. That's invaluable with that. And it's probably, I'm guessing it's probably one of the most challenging parts of being a human being, is dealing with that motion of heartache. It's just part of what happens when you open yourself up to loving something. And that's why a lot of people are hesitant to do that, because when you open yourself up to loving another person, or loving a friend or family member, or loving the career that you're involved with, or loving, the bass boat that you have, or loving the house that you have, or whatever it is. It's like when you break those defenses down and allow yourself to be vulnerable like that and love, that's scary, because when something happens that causes that heartache to enter your life, it makes it very difficult to want to do that again. It makes it very difficult to want to love something again. And it can close people off a lot. It really can. It doesn't matter what it is. There's not one thing that overrides the other. It's just sort of part of the human nature that we have. So I don't think that's a good thing either. I think that if when you close yourself off to loving stuff, I don't care if it's a piece of chocolate cake or whatever, or friends or family, it's like, if you do that, you're going to miss out on so much of the experience of what life is about. Because human interaction, being around other people out there, it's difficult, it's challenging, it's hard, and it can be wonderful at the same time. And if I know people on both sides. I know people that have went through situations in their life where they've experienced some really, really traumatic heartache, and they've just closed themselves off to any other future type of situation like that, sort of a self-protection mechanism. And I don't know if that's healthy or not. I mean, it's scary. I mean, obviously, to open yourself up again and try to love something that had been taken from you in some way, shape, or form, but that's one of the realities of the human existence, man. That's just one of the things that we have to deal with out here, because life is wonderful, man. Life is miraculous and magical and wonderful, and at the same time, it's super hard and difficult at the same time. It's like, as you get older as a human being, guys, you're going to experience like every emotion that you have in the human experience. That's just part of it. And I guess that's living life to its fullest. I mean, that's making the most out of the physical existence we have here on this planet. But probably the main thing is, if I could just say anything like there's two pieces of advice, guys, is just realize that nothing's going to be here forever, and with that realization is just really, really appreciate and be grateful for the time that you have with the things that you love. I mean, don't ever take any of that for granted. And the more time that you spend in that, being present in the here and now, and being aware of that, the more great, loving, positive, warm memories you're going to have when eventually something like that passes on there. So it's a tough one, guys. Nothing easy about it, but that's just part of life, man. That's just part of the mystery and the wonder and magic of being in the human form where we find ourselves right now. So hope you guys are well. We'll talk later. See you.